In this demonstration, we'll go through the actions needed for a person to place an ad on the Power Farming website. At the moment we're on the home page, but to place an ad we need to shift to the Sell Your Equipment page. The initial page gives you two options, so someone's either creating an account and then creating an ad, or they already have an account, so in which case they would log in and then create their new ad from that. But what we'll do is we'll go through and create an account and then create an ad through the entire wizard process. There's another option here where a person specifies what kind of account they are. A private seller is generally going to be a farmer, and then these are the two commercial sellers, and there's a little note there to indicate to someone who's a commercial seller that the ad's not going to appear until it's approved by a Power Farming staff member. So what we'll do is we'll click the Create an Ad button. Now initially you'll see there's a little promo image here, and that's only available to that'll only appear for private sellers. If we go back and I started to do the process as a dealer, you'll see that promo ad doesn't appear. So I'll hop back. So to begin with, I'll fill in my user information. So at least one phone number is required. And I can choose whether I want my phone number to appear with my ads and whether I'm subscribing to the Power Farming newsletter. I also need to give a password. So continue, and I'll shift on to the next page. So here you can see is where really the ad details go in. There's a little note here saying that brand new is not available. That only appears for new machinery operators. So I'll choose the condition of my equipment and start typing in the title. When I select my category, the subcategories become available. Choose my manufacturer in the model. Type in the year. Now I put in my price and mark whether I'll consider offers. Some keywords. Whether the type of delivery method that goes with this ad. Now this is an important factor here. Normally the start date's listed as whatever the today's date is, but you can actually mark it to appear later. Now when I change this date, the expiry date changes, so it shifts to 30 days in this case. So 30 days is for private sellers. It's a different amount for dealers. I believe at the moment it's set to 90 days, but those figures are adjustable via the content management system, but we'll just say we want our ad to appear straight away, so it's going to go from there to there. So I put the location of the equipment and click continue. Now you can see the progress meter goes from stage to stage. So we're at create account before, we did add details just then. Now we're at the point where we can specify photos to go with our ad. Now a person can add up to 5 photos. The first photo is considered the main image. There's some information giving instructions to people about what's required for their ad here. Now this hyperlink will go off to say the help page over here. All of this text is adjustable via the content management system. So what we'll do is we'll upload an ad, a picture. So we'll just take that one there. So there's first browse and then upload. Now the picture is there. If I click on that, it enlarges it. If I do change my mind, I can remove that and put up another picture. And I can put up to five images there, and just proceeds in the same manner. So I'm happy with those 2 pictures, and I click continue. Now this is the confirmation page here, where a user has an opportunity to review what they've typed in to make sure they're happy with what they've typed. So everything which you saw previously I typed in, it's all appearing here, the cost, the start date. Now this information here is drawn from the content management system. Before a person can proceed, they need to check both of these options. So if I was to try and push forward now and click continue, you'll see there's a notice over here saying you can't continue until these are both checked. So if I check these, it's going to take us to the next stage, which will be payment. So this option here appears different depending on what kind of account's being created. So at the moment, because I'm as a private seller, I've got the opportunity to use a voucher code. This voucher code is pre-filled, so this will appear basically saying it's a free ad. At the moment the credit card mechanism's disabled at the moment, so use voucher code is the only option. Now if I click place ad, this will commit the ad. Now what you see below here, these are debug windows. These won't appear on the end site. These are what some emails are sent off when an account's created. So when a private seller lists an ad, the two emails that go off will be, one email goes to the actual person saying, you've just created an account and here's your login details. The other email will be to give the person some information about the ad they've just placed. Now there's a marker here saying the ad's been placed. So if I go see your new ad, we can see here's the ad I just placed then with all the information I entered. Now what I'll do is I'll skip back and I'll go through a bit of the process as a dealer, as a commercial seller, so you can see some of the differences. Now if I select dealer and continue on, one of the new areas you'll see is information about the person's business. So if I type in my name again and my other details, phone number is mandatory, password again because this dealer is having a new account created as well. Now I need to put in my business name. There's an indicator here telling the person that they can upload their logo once their accounts become activated, so they would do that via the My Account page. So then they put in the location of their shop. And continue on. Okay, you just saw a marker there because the passwords didn't match up, so that's a little warning there. This should be correct this time. Okay, now the rest of the process is generally the same as what a private seller would experience. So I'll just fill in my information there. These are actually optional, only a few fields here are required, so I'll skip a few things. I'll continue on. Again, the commercial sellers get the same mechanism for uploading ads as do private sellers. So again, all the information is presented on this page to give a person an opportunity to confirm their ad just before placing it. Again, they have to agree to terms and conditions for the website. Now you'll see here that the total box is a bit different to what got presented for a private seller. Now this again is totally customizable, and via the content management system it'll know whether it'll show something different for a private seller, something again for dealers, and something again for new machinery operators. Now they don't have the opportunity to use vouchers. Vouchers are only for private sellers. In this case, there's another option here which is Ring Me. Eventually, commercial sellers will be able to pay for their account via credit card online. There's a little notice here just to make sure people are aware that their account's not going to become active straight away, and nor will their ad appear. So when I click Place Ad, as you can see, the finish page for a dealer is a little bit different to a private seller. It does give them an indication that the ad has been submitted successfully, and then there's a note towards the bottom letting them know that the account's not going to be active yet. It needs to be reviewed by Power Farming staff first. There's a number of emails that get sent off when a commercial seller places an ad. One email goes to the new user letting them know that their ad has been submitted and giving them some information about their account. It also lets them know that their account's not active yet. There's also a notification email that goes off to Power Farming staff to let them know, hey, there's a new private seller that wants to join up to the website. You need to review their account, perhaps call them and confirm their legitimacy, and then activate their account, which you would do that via the content management system. This concludes the demonstration covering the Sell Your Equipment Wizard.